gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Exceptional Conservative Show, live from the nation's capital. I'm your host, the Exceptional One, Ken McClenton. Coming up in hour number 2, Dave the Man Milner, better known from his shows The Unpleasant Blind Guy and also English Defense League, will be joining us to discuss how Harry Truman seized control of the railroads. And that might be a tip to Donald Trump regarding the teachers' unions at this particular juncture. We'll talk about that in greater detail in the next hour. But I wanted to spend the next few moments here because I don't have a lot of time before we go to the close of the first hour here. And I want to talk about the stature of the left when it comes to the concept of slavery. I want to be very, very plain with you. As an abolitionist and conservative and Christian, I am opposed to all slavery. I believe, as Jesus believed, that a man who earns his labor has earned his pay. And that no man should be treated vilely or in less than a human degree, especially in the area of work. If you worked 8 hours, then you get the pay for your 8 hours worked. I also believe that the negotiation of pay is best done individually by merit than by collective construct. What does that mean? I mean agreeing to work for $10 an hour because everyone else is going to get paid $10 an hour does not reward the man who works excessively well and abundantly beyond what you can even ask or think. Should that individual who does an exceptional job, comes in at 9 on time, sometimes 8, in fact 8:55 is his 9, comes in at 9 o'clock, works until 5:30, stays on for a 45-minute lunch break only, gets back, does their work, reports are done on time, reports are done at an excellent level. Should that person be paid as much as the individual who slouches all day long, does Amazon shopping, basically makes certain that they show up when they feel like it and leave when they feel like it? Should that person get the same pay as this person? No. So I believe individual merit is the best pursuit of wealth on the job. And I also believe without a shadow of a doubt that ownership does have its privileges. But its privileges are based upon certain foundational responsibilities. The foundational responsibility is that you are to treat your neighbor or your employee as well as you would treat yourself. Now that does not mean that you get paid the same amount, but certainly you value the time and the effort of the worker as much as you do your own. And thus, that they are rewarded accordingly for the work that they do, in accord with what is marketable for that period. Certainly, the Uyghurs in China, who are Muslim Muslim adherents, and are basically harshly treated by the Chinese Communist Party, have had to work for at least 83 companies, including Tim Cook's Apple and Nike and Sony and other entities, as slaves, not getting much pay, not getting much money. And here's the left on that. You see, Black Lives Matter is here in America fighting against slavery that no longer exists. In fact, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments eliminated slavery altogether. And in fact, made certain that you understood what our founding fathers meant in our Constitution, that every man is to be treated as a man unto God and be given the same liberties and freedoms across the board as God has given. You see, even Frederick Douglass knew that the Constitution was a liberating document. But unfortunately, there are some who have profited well, knowing that slavery exists in the world, not only in China, amongst the Chinese Communist Party, but also in Northern Africa and throughout the Saharan, and in many places of Asia, where slavery under the Islamic rule has continued after some 1,500 years. That's right, BLM. You're angry with a white man that gave it up over 200 years ago. But I don't see you marching in the streets against those who are actually doing it today. So here's what I have to say in regards to 3 people who have proffered and done well in terms of the exploit of slaves. Here's number 1, Colin Kaepernick, who told everyone around the world before he signed his $20 million deal with Nike, making money off of the slave Uyghurs in China, believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything. You see, the sacrificing didn't mean him. You see, he's making money off his shoe and off all the other proceeds that had his way. But the Uyghurs are not receiving any money at all for the shoes that they make in the name of Colin Kaepernick, because Colin Kaepernick and Nike told them to just do it. Here's another individual that has done exceptionally well. Has quartered over $1 billion in sales off of his shoes made by Nike. And in fact, has determined that he's going to give $100 million to Black Lives Matter groups over the next 10 years to fight racial disparity in America, the place where slavery no longer exists. Oh, but the place that slavery does exist, that makes his shoe for pennies on the dollar and virtually our slave labor, Air Jordan has made billions of dollars off of. Michael Jordan's a billionaire because of slaves. Now, would you think his ancestors would have a problem with that? What's more important is to ask whether does his heritage has a problem with that. Do we want to keep buying Air Jordans because they are being made by slaves? Oh, perish the thought. We shouldn't. And here's the number 1 salesman for the year, LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. $340 million made off of his shoes by Nike. Yes, Mr. Braun, who said he didn't notice anything wrong when he was playing basketball over in China next to a concentration camp. Nothing out of the norm. Clutch the pearls. How dare you even conceive the fact that you have an opinion against the Chinese? Remember how he went up against the Houston spokesperson who said that he was against those who riled against free speech? Not LeBron James, who fought diligently with Black Lives Matter to end slavery in America. Oh, I'm sorry, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment beat them to it. But nonetheless, LeBron James is making $340 million off those noble little slaves who are working day and night to make his shoes for you. Here's the question I have for America. It's not even about LeBron. It's not about MJ. It's not even about treasonous Colin Kaepernick. It's all about you. Are you going to continue to support Nike? Are you going to continue to buy shoes and Apple phones from individuals who proffer in the whole idea of slave labor? Perish the thought, clutch the pearls. Do you think they would do the very same thing here? No, because they took all the jobs from here and took them to a place where they could enjoy the slavery that we fought against so hard and gave up 640,000 souls to end here in America. You won't see 640,000 people dying in China except at the hand of the Communist Party, because they don't have the right to carry a gun. They don't have a right to protect themselves. They don't have free speech. And who are the people who are against those individuals most getting any of those rights? Oh, wait a minute. They are the noble liberators of America, fighting day and night to end racial disharmony to the United States of America. I say, gentlemen, before you reach for the log in another man's, forgive me, for the splinter in another man's eye, you might want to start reaching for the log that's in yours. I don't think it's just that you make money off of slaves, but you just do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more of the best in urban conservative talk. Yes, I am the exceptional one, Ken McClenton. And if you have any comments whatsoever regarding my commentary, go directly to TECN TV, the Exceptional Conservative Show, and make your comment plain. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are a republic, not a democracy. And you're watching the best in urban conservative news, talk, and movies. The ExceptionalConservative.com, a place that Facebook can't stop, no matter what. We'll be right back right after this.